Alright guys, welcome back to another reaction video. My name is James.
I'm Nobu.
And today we are going to be watching The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5. So, last episode was a bit of a, side mission kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, we got a little bit more development with Bo-Katan, which was cool. And I actually, that's honestly, Bo-Katan and Grogu I'm most interested in their development. I kind of want to see more about the Mandalorian culture and what is next for Grogu and what is next for Bo-Katan as far as becoming more of a following the way and becoming more of a Mandalorian and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we also got a little bit of the past kind of too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested. I want to see where this goes. So I think let's just get straight into this episode. As always, full-length reactions up with the Patreon. The next week's reaction, episode 6, we're obviously going to be watching when that comes right out as well. And yeah, thank you just for being here. Thank you for joining us, for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you stick around. We would love to have you. And let's just get into The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5.
Face justice for his crimes.
Apparently, a lot of people are saying that Bo-Katan is going to go back and get the Mythosaur herself to claim, her throne.
Where's the rail spur? We're going to be moving a lot of cargo in and out of here.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second.
Do you not have any security? You couldn't hire anybody?
Oh, I'm sure he has. There's no way.
Shall I begin negotiations? No. If we buy them off, that'll set a bad precedent.
Yeah, but what else do you intend to do?
You get the citizens to safety. I'll handle this.
I don't believe my eyes. The voice sounds like Grief Karga, Guildmaster of the Navarro Ante. All I see before me is a pampered nobleman dressed for the pomp of his wedding feast.
Navarro is now under the protection of the New Republic.
My charts indicate that Navarro...
Yeah, that's bluff.
Dependent
Yeah,
world.
bro.
You are no longer... The New Republic can't even protect the Mid-Rim from the pirate.
Yeah, they're not gonna let their resources go.
Don't hail me again unless it's to surrender.
Oh, great, dude. You're screwed. They're just going to start firing. How do we not have anything here to defend us?
We have to get the people to safety.
Dang.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine them having some sort of possibly a police force or something, but
or at least guns or something.
Yeah, but that wouldn't do anything to a ship, you know.
No. I mean defense,
I feel
artillery.
like they wouldn't have that, you know. Doesn't seem like a big enough place. Oh, it's that one dude.
Yeah.
I don't ask for your aid lightly. The situation is done.
Okay.
I'm afraid that our planet will fall, and Sharon will turn this into a pirate.
I'm afraid it's too late.
Too bad. I really thought Navarro was gonna make it.
Wait, is that...
That's Zeb, right?
I think so.
Should he intercede? They haven't returned a dispatch in weeks. They're swamped. We'll never get an answer in time.
He's looking great live action.
I talk to them myself. They can't ignore me face to face.
I like your attitude.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool little...
Yeah, that's insane. I think that's super cool.
I totally forgot, that, you know.
We have any of the Rebels characters possible, even.
I'm requesting authorization and backup for a Delphi squadron in dealing with the pirate siege on Navarro.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, gosh.
Planet on the Outer Rim. The High
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like some, you know...
Yeah, they're not gonna...
Totally small town
they're not gonna
that,
listen, bro.
Captain Taylor, we have been attacked by Pirate King Gorian Shard. I am humbly requesting the New Republic to send a...
It does sound concerning.
Excuse me.
What?
Why is she here?
I'm sorry, officer, you spent some time in the Outer Rim, right? Have you ever heard of Navarro?
She was...
Spent some time there, in fact.
There.
We can't leave them defenseless.
Of course not. But we have a backlog of requests from member worlds that have priority.
I don't think that this is an isolated episode. Navarro has reported accounts of stormtroopers in the streets and TIE fighters openly flying above.
Okay, well then that's a different story.
Yeah, that's totally.
I can
totally
understand if they
different.
didn't want to put resources to a planet that hasn't like.
I think that's a bit of a leap.
Really? Because I'm hearing Moff Gideon never made it to trial.
This isn't a rebellion anymore. We have a structure now.
I'm requesting authorization and backup for dealing with pirates on the...
And he's not going to give it to you.
Perhaps the leaders of Navarro need to understand why becoming a Republic signatory is valuable.
By letting them suffer.
Okay.
In any event, thank you, Captain, for bringing this to our attention. We'll see if we can allocate some additional assets. Apologies, we can't do more.
Okay, like, I know they're painting it in this negative light.
Yes, it's.
But, like, if you actually had to run something, of course you would have to give support first to the Republic world.
You
versus something
prioritize
else
certain
when you're dealing with
things.
an entire universe.
Yes.
Becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Now, if we had more of a lead than just you saying random crap about Moff Gideon, then that would be legit.
Yeah, I mean.
But, like, you can't just walk into a random office and expect, like... That's like
military
a cop coming in
support.
somewhere and being like, oh, I need the National Guard. And it's like...
Yeah.
Dude, you don't even have evidence.
Is this him? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't get authorization, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
Screw it. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, he's taking his X-wing now. It's like, bro.
Ooh.
There you are.
Did he find... Is this that was
What's his
Bo-Katan's
name?
ship.
Yeah.
Captain Carson Teva! Adelphi Rangers!
That you better watch they don't shoot you.
Yeah, they might not know, like, exactly.
Time-pressing matter to attend to!
Clear out, Blue Boy.
How did you manage to find us?
Oh.
Mandalorians pride ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Fortunately, someone I served with in the rebellion is amongst your ranks.
What? What?
Oh, shoot.
The entire covert will now have to relocate.
That's unfortunate a little
Or we
bit.
can kill him.
Oh.
This man cut me a break once, and now I'm returning the favor.
Navarro is under siege by pirates. He's asking for help. Coruscant doesn't care. Karga's your friend. You won't let him die. The New Republic has to know that the Empire is growing again.
And you think the Pirate King has something to do with it?
I can't say for sure. I just came to tell you your friend is in danger, and I thought you should know.
I mean, that's a good move.
It is a good move. I don't know why he thinks that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think he's right, but I don't see what he's seeing.
Yeah, because we can see it because of... Are they?
Since then, he's had a change of heart and has risked his life to save mine, as well as the foundling in my charge. To petition an intervention, I am in no position to ask for any more of you. However, the enemy that decimated this very covert were Imperials, not Grief Karga's bounty hunters, and has offered me a tract of land on his independent world.
Okay, we're going in. Okay.
Perhaps it is time for us to live in the light once again, on a planet where we are welcome.
I was there on Navarro that night. I fought against Grief Karga and his hunters. I saw many die to save the life of this one tiny foundling. And now we are asked to sacrifice yet again. Why should we lay our lives down yet again? Because we are Mandalorians. I have had my disagreements with this man, but he risked his life to... And Bo-Katan Kryze did not give up on my child's life. You are asking us to take up arms in the name of a brighter future. And I, for one, will take up arms to fight by their side. This is the way. This is the way.
Bro, you
Let's
didn't have
do
to
it.
start out like that.
I know. Freaking
The Line 1 will distract the Corsair and her snuff fighters as we drop in to liberate the planet below.
Bro, you just screwed up your whole meal. What are you, stupid?
Yeah, now you don't get any food. Nice, like be doing.
Hey, wait till he puts the fries down. Practical effects, the SFX have been really good this season.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
the Mandalorian! Mandagano!
Bold of you to return, Mandalorian.
Thanks for your help, Mando.
I decided to take you up on your offer for a tract of land.
Be careful, my friend. They've got you outnumbered 10 to 1.
Those odds.
I bet you do.
Man, just,
Ability of his ship.
yeah.
Like it's
First team away.
we have Beskar.
Yeah.
Don't let it get away!
I'm on the N1.
There's another ship, Captain! A Comrade-class fighter...
Baby.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Then bring them back!
You won't get away this time.
Right! Regroup with the Corsair!
Shoot. Watch out. Is the guy that I like to play in video games.
Whoa.
He's above you! He's below you!
Another engine down, and shields are failing!
Been a pleasure serving you, Captain. But it's time to part ways.
Sir, we're down to our last engine! In a puff of pig's eye! Open fire below!
He's targeting the townspeople.
We've got to take them fire on their last engine.
all of you, and especially to our fine Mandalorian liberators. Is forever indebted. Mandalorians, I know that we have hereby cede all land from the western lava flats to Bullock Canyon to the fine people of Mandalore. No longer have a home planet, but you do now have a home.
I have been to the Great Forge on Mandalore. It was large and ornate, and the air rang with the music of 100 hammers. They were both forges. They served the same purpose. Remove your helmet. Do you respect my station? Remove your helmet. Our people have strayed from the way, and it is not enough for a few to walk it. We must walk the way together. All Mandalorians. It is a sign that the next age is upon us. Mandalore must all come together. You are the one who can unite us. Bo-Katan Kryze is going off to bring other Mandalorians in exile to us. Bo-Katan walks both worlds. It is time to retake Mandalore.
There's a record of a missing craft in the region.
R7, launch probe.
I'll be damned. Flight times match the ship transporting Moff Gideon.
He never made it to trial. And Moff Gideon's body is missing. This was an extraction. There appears to be something embedded in the cabin wall. It's a fragment of Beskar alloy.
Are you saying that Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
Is there like a count? Is there like another covert? Is it okay?
Is it
okay? There's a few
possibly-
things. It could be like framing them,
Yeah.
which seems a little crazy.
It does seem a little
that
crazy.
you would go
'cause, like,
that
why
to that far of lengths
why would you
just to
even-
have more Mandalorians killed, I guess. But I don't know about that.
it just doesn't make sense.
I feel like it could be like a right, because there were like the Imperials like in Rebels and stuff like that were like working for the Empire. So maybe it's like
the what?
There were like
The-
there were like groups of Mandalorians that were
Yeah,
working
yeah.
for the Empire.
Oh yeah.
So maybe there still are. Right? I mean, they are bounty
possible.
hunters after all, like the majority of them.
Well, what about my question is what about the group that left Bo-Katan?
Well, that's true.
You know?
Well, she just said they were going around as guns for hire, right?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe did they strike some sort of like deal or something? Like I don't know.
I mean, look, Mando got hired by the Empire.
Yeah, so
back in season 1.
It's possible, right?
Which would be kind of cool. That's interesting. I don't know. I liked that this episode started bringing some stuff together again.
Yeah.
And I really like where we're going with the whole Mandalorian storyline.
Yeah, it's very that side is very
cool.
interesting.
I will not lie, I'm a little bit frustrated that like we made this giant deal out of Mando not having a helmet, and then I wish we had a little bit more development with like the armorer, because it does feel a little bit like arbitrary why she chose to be like, oh, Bo-Katan has the way of both worlds. And it's like, well, what the heck, dude? Freaking Mando had the dark saber. You know, but it's like he takes his helmet off and he's got to go all the way to Mandalore to get not excommunicated or whatever. I guess she didn't know about the mythosaur. But yeah. I would have just liked a little bit more of like a moment with her almost.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Just because it was such a huge, and not that I don't like that, it was such a huge plot point, right? Of the last episode, just the last few parts of the season, and the whole idea of like, this is the way, and very much like, look, these children of the Watch were like really hardcore, and they don't mess around. And so I wish that I had seen her faith shaken or whatever it is, a little bit more, because I feel like it's such a shift in philosophy.
Possibly.
Maybe not.
But I think another part of it being that it's almost not. Even though she is kind of a part of their like faction, she also isn't.
That's true.
And so it might be different. Whereas I think it's possible that she still thinks that, the helmet thing is important. And people of their faction do need to, wear their helmet.
Yeah.
It might be another thing of like, Bo-Katan's kind of like, she's shown her resolve or something and she's kind of outside of it. And in order to bring back like, or you unite the two, it was necessary for her to kind of like understand both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And now that those sides have been understood, it's almost like you need to go back to who you were originally almost.
Sure.
To try to unite and get stuff done. But I can see what you're saying.
No, I mean, it's interesting. I'm still very intrigued by it. That's actually, I like that. I like that we're making developments on the Mandalorian front. I think that's really cool. I think that's by far what I'm most interested in.
Definitely for me,
I think that's where this show thrives. I think that's a proper way to expand it without making it seem like too... You know what I mean? Because of course I get it. To a certain point, it's like, dude, this show is called The Mandalorian. It's about Din Djarin. And so it's like, if we start having friggin' Luke Skywalker and it's like, oh, whatever, all this kind of craziness, like at a certain point, it is a little bit like, hey, maybe we're missing like what this show is about a little bit.
Yeah.
And not that I mind seeing those. Like I liked season 2, but
of course.
I understand how you don't want to lose track of what this is, right? Where it's like he can run into these people and stuff like that, but we still want it to kind of be about Mando, or at least Mandalorians in general. And I do feel like where we're headed now is going to be that. And I really, really like that, where it's like, oh, this is the resurrection of the Mandalorian people and stuff like
their
that. Their
culture and things, yeah.
Which is interesting.
I completely agree. Because it is very tempting to get into the whole like, oh, here's Darth Vader and we want him to be one of the main,
of course,
because he's popular or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would much rather prefer, like, we have movies for that. And if we're focusing on Din Djarin, I much rather prefer the smaller scale stories, not the whole universe ending, tragedies or anything like that. It's like, no, I want to focus on like, we had to fight off this pirate person rather than we have to defeat the evil lord of
the Sith again or something. I agree. Now I'm still very curious where Mando's going to come into all that, because I honestly thought with him getting the Darksaber, he might play a larger role in the liberation of Mandalore, whereas it seems like Bo-Katan is kind of the face of this.
Maybe they both have to do it.
Maybe they both have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's very interesting.
It is interesting. That whole... I want to talk a little bit about the whole like New Republic thing and how they're kind of like...
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like... It's cool when, they're showing the realistic sides of things where it's like, oh, it's hard for us to keep track of things and whatever, and we don't want to spread our resources too thin. And then all the stuff about like trying to help out the Empire people, who we were working under the Empire, like that stuff is cool, and I thought that was really well done. But I don't like when they kind of simplify it by
like
saying,
if you're gonna do that, you gotta
be real.
Well, because what you're already doing is you're already making it complex, right? And look, dude, I get it, right? I get it, because I'm sure there's people in the comments being like, it's friggin' Star Wars, but you brought it there, right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, and I love that. I'm not against it. I really like that. But if you're gonna bring it to that complex of a level, you gotta come at it in a complex
at that same
way.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and okay, there's a few things too, because I think there is a point, and I don't think we're there yet, but it has me a little bit concerned. There is a point of like if we're like, oh, it's just the new Empire, then it kind of cheapens the whole original trilogy. It's like, well, what did we fight for? Like,
yeah, listen,
you know what I mean? Like, you're taking away like all the like the whole original trilogy, like the entire impact of it.
That's what I'm saying.
We defeated the Sith, but not really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like they're simplifying it too much, right? They're saying like, oh, look at how the New Republic is just as bad. But it's like, that's how they're painting it, but it's not that.
Yeah, they're not even showing me that.
It's like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? It's not even close to that, you know? Would you rather go back to the Empire? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's what I don't like. Is it's almost like like some of the stuff that's like, this is just what happens when you do anything like this. Like if you're going to organize,
how it happens.
It's like you can't help everybody, especially when you're still
like transitioning into
it
like
sounds
the new...
silly to use like the relationship thing or whatever. You know how everybody's like, oh, you can't help someone else until you help yourself. Whatever.
That is
like,
so true, though.
But like it's the
real.
same thing with like a republic or like a country or whatever it is, right? It's just like, okay, you gotta, especially when we've completely upturned this whole system.
Yes.
And now we're implementing a new system. Look, I liked showing how bad that happens and how there's all these kind of like especially when you don't really have a plan. But regardless, I'm not against the Republic being like, hold up, we got to figure this out first, because they do.
Well, because
we can't be going and like saving some random person in the Outer Rim when like our government is falling apart.
Yes, in fact, doing something like that, putting your resources
galaxy
out there,
at risk,
bro. Yes, that is selfish. That is actually much worse. If you want to like basically make yourself feel good. It's basically trying to make yourself feel good. Like I said, it's exactly like that whole zombie situation, right? And well, not Train to Busan. It was the show one.
Yeah.
Remember when the guy was trying to save the little girl?
Yeah.
And then he saw that other guy on the roof, and it's like, bro, listen, I know you want to be a good person, but if you try to catch too much, you're going to lose everything, right? Yeah. And to a certain extent, or at a certain point, it becomes a self-serving thing because you want to make sure that you don't feel bad, right? Yeah. Instead of actually doing what's hard, which is sacrificing sometimes. Sometimes you can't save everybody, and you need to save what you can, right? And so in this case, there's no way that they're going to be able to save some outer rim town. They can barely, sustain themselves. It's like if they sent resources out there, I would say that is not only like a bad and not strategically smart move, it would be morally wrong. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. So like I like the idea, right? So I'm not gonna even pretend I don't like the idea. I like the idea. It's like, okay, I get it. It's cool that we have this like, basically cop, right? Is what he basically is. Mm-hmm. Like a ranger trying to like take care of this stuff, and like he isn't able to get any support and help. But what I thought was a little bit like just silly of the show was to be like, see how evil they are? And it was like, I think that if I was in the same position, I would do the same thing. And I think he should. Like, I get it. They're not part of the New Republic. And I don't think it should be like we need to punish them. But we literally just do not have so like, I don't agree with the girl either being like, maybe that's what they deserve. And it's like, okay, yeah, let's not do it like spiteful, like obviously. But at the same time, we cannot serve the people we've already set. That's like, dude, that's like having a restaurant and being like, we have 15 of our 45 customers waiting for food, but go out on the street and start feeding people.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like you cannot help anyone else until you help yourself. Do what's on your plate right now.
Yes, you have a responsibility.
So that's my thing, is that like I understand that. So I don't know, them painting it as like, look at how it's just the Empire again. It's like, no, it's not. It's very clearly not. Like,
yeah, and listen, like I'm not saying that I don't want to see that. Like I'm down to see like this kind of like struggle of like, oh, frick, we can't help these people. We got to help these other people. You know, we gotta make sure that these people can trust us, that we can handle these things.
Of course.
So we got to prioritize the people that have already put their trust in us, you know? But I just don't like them kind of like really taking a side. You know what I'm saying?
I almost think it would have been better actually if Navarro was part of the New Republic. And then they said, hey, we're part of the New Republic. And the New Republic was like, look, dude, we don't have the resources. Sorry. Yeah. And then you would be
it would have been like, oh shoot,
you're screwing up.
Yeah, like, and I also want to see like I don't.
But it's like they don't have a responsibility to the whole galaxy.
Yeah,
they're
not yet.
Trying, but like.
Yeah, and I also want to see it more of like I don't want the New Republic people to be also like indifferent, you know, like they make it seem so like, oh well, we don't really care. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like they try to make it like that. I wanted to see like a struggle, like where it's like, oh, I want to help, but it's like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, like that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I
don't
mean to be like nitpicking. I just want to be like upfront. I think that's look, I like Star Wars. I like what we're doing here, and so I think that it's fair to have some criticisms and stuff like that. I thought the fight was really cool. I liked that. I liked, you know, I liked seeing the Mandalorian. I would have liked to see the Mandalorians be a little bit more competent. And I think that has to do with just approach, where it's like, I think that made the pirates a little bit like, they still got their butts kicked, but instead of kind of making the Mandalorians like John Wick, they kind of made the pirates like just not as good. Where it's like, look, dude, these guys are like some of the most famous bounty hunters in the galaxy, and they're used to going solo. Like, you know, we shouldn't get pinned down by a few dudes with blasters. So I don't know. A little bit like that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, dude, the Mandalorians are legendary. Like, and I would have been okay if it was almost ridiculous. Like if it was like 3 times as many pirates and the Mandalorians were just mowing them down, like John Wick or something. Because it is like, dude, the Mandalorians are some of the greatest fighters in the galaxy.
Okay, yeah, that's true. It's hard for me to scale. Like, I don't know too, you know.
Well, I don't know the pirates either, but I would hope that as a Mandalorian, you could take on a pirate.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I can see that. But I still think they did it
I still thought it was cool. And it was cool just to see them in action and like, oh, we're dropping out of the drop ship and stuff like that. And like having a full battle with the pirates. That was cool. I liked that a lot. I thought that was interesting. And I do like the direction that we're going with these Mandalorians and the direction that we're taking as far as, as far as like what setting up an actual like Mandalorian covert that's not covert. And starting like a new society, like a new Mandalore. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I also like that I forgot his name, the X-Wing guy.
Yeah.
I like how he didn't go himself to like fight, because I was gonna say like that would have been kind of like dumb.
Well, he also can't. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, like going off protocol there, but like I like that he went to Mando. You know, Din.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I like that idea. I like that. I think his whole storyline is cool. I think that could be something that I know they were maybe gonna make like even a show about it, right? Or I don't know if they're doing it anymore. It's supposed to be with Gina Carano. But I think that's an interesting perspective, whether it's in The Mandalorian or not, is that idea of like, hey man, it is the Wild West out here, right? Mm-hmm. Star Wars has always been a Western, and more than ever in the Republic, in the Outer Rim, where there was absolutely no government because
it's
we're still
literally
building
a
new government. It's a Western, right? So it's like, that's dope though, to follow these Rangers being like, well, we are kind of the law, but also like, you kind of got to just make whatever works. Like if we got to work with this person to kill this guy, we got to do it.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that side of things, because that's a very practical, like that's how this would look. And it's also cool to explore that genre, I think.
Also, we got like a little cameo from Zeb, right?
Yeah, that was cool. It was so random. I was like, is that? It was so random that I was like, is that Zeb?
Yeah, at first I was like, I don't want to say anything because I'm not sure. You know, it's that kind of like weird thing of like live action from 2D. I mean, not 2D, from animation. So I'm like, is that like, you know, it's hard to kind of tell, but no, that definitely was him because of voice and stuff.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like I kind of like cameos like that, where it's like they're not like a core part of the story. You know what I'm saying? They're more like just there, and you're like, oh, dude, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah, so we'll see, man. I mean, I think anybody, because that was such a flippant cameo, I honestly think that like whoever these Mandalorians are, they could be anybody. Like we could be doing other Rebel stuff. Like these could be people that we know. I don't know. I feel like there's some room for.
Yeah, I'm down to
for stuff here
to see.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm very excited about that though. So as always, full length reactions up with the Patreon. The next week's reaction, obviously you're going to be watching this one live. Let us know what you thought. I know this hasn't been like the perfect season, but I still think we can all enjoy it for what it is. So just jump in the comments. Let's talk about it. And yeah, thank you guys just for being here. Thank you for joining us, for watching. If you guys are new to the channel here, welcome. Hopefully you stick around. We would love to have you. And if you do, we will see you all in the next video.